morning. Welcome to today's edition of Business Morning. It's the second in the new year. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Harriet Agbenyi. Let's start with a bit of good news coming in from FBN Quest this morning. Nigeria's manufacturing activity measured by a Purchasing Managers Index report released today by investment and securities trading firm FBN Quest shows a strong rebound from 48.8 in November to 60 in December. Well, the survey shows all 5 sub-indices rebounded in December due to traditional pickup in household demand for festive season. Well, of course, we'll talk much later with regards what happened around the festive season with Ada Akonobi, who's an economic research analyst with financial derivatives company. Well, FBN Quest believes demand is set to benefit from the federal government's expansionary fiscal stance, particularly from the pickup in capital releases. Now, in November, the central bank did a special FX intervention of nearly $600 million to local manufacturers to import raw materials, spare parts, and other accessories. Now, one of the world's leading credit ratings agencies, Moodys Investor Services, has forecast a 2.5% GDP growth for Nigeria in the year 2020. Now, Moody's Vice President and lead analyst for Nigeria, Lucy Villa, told Sunday Punch that Nigeria's economy would bounce back this year, supported by ongoing recovery in oil production. The ratings agency's chief says the government's balance sheet is strong, with debt at around 16.6% of gross domestic product in 2016. Also, despite its interest burden rising to 19.8% of revenue, Nigeria's capital markets remain a reliable and captive source of liquidity and funding for the government. Moodys, however, says Nigeria's weak institutional framework, especially in terms of the rule of law, government effectiveness, and control of corruption, would have significant impact on this economic growth and fiscal strength, and thereby constrain the country's B1 rating. Don't forget that, of course, in the 2017 budget, during the breakdown of the 2017 budget, the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Senator Udoma, actually said that the country is projecting a 2.5% GDP growth for 2017. And even though there's been a lot of articles with regards to this particular issue, some say that given the size of the economy and given the population as well, Nigeria should be looking at a GDP growth of between 5 to 7%. But like Moody's has just pointed out, until some of these issues are actually addressed, we might not actually see that happening anytime soon. So let's take a look at other issues, of course, in the news coming this year. The first, of course, is that the Development Bank of Nigeria will be kicking off operations. It's going to be one of 6 others that are already in operation. So we'll have about 7. But also remember that the president, during the 2017 budget presentation to the National Assembly, said that there'll be a recapitalization of the Bank of Industry and the Bank of Agriculture. So the Debt Management Office will hold its first FGN bond auction. The Central Bank of Nigeria will hold its Treasury bills auction on Wednesday. About 124.84 billion naira will be offered. And as I already mentioned, the Development Bank of Nigeria begins operations also this month. The House of Representatives Committee investigating development finance institutions will hold its public hearing. That ad hoc committee was set up by the House of Representatives to probe how development finance institutions actually lend to the very critical sector of the economy, talking about the real sector. And so that will happen this month, the public hearing. And of course, we have a full year 2016 corporate earnings led by banks being expected in January. The National Bureau of Statistics is expected to release a Q4 GDP, inflation data, as well as petrol and diesel price data, all that, of course, happening in the month of January. And don't also forget that the National Assembly will begin the debate of the 2017, begin work on the 2017 7.3 trillion budget proposal. And Nigeria plans its $1 billion Euro bond. Citigroup, Standard Chartered Bank and Stanbic IBTC Bank are approved transaction advisors. And the Central Bank Monetary Policy Committee holds its first meeting also in a couple of weeks. Now, the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, has flagged off a Made in Nigeria challenge. Our competition aims to create legislative instruments that encourages local manufacturers by getting information to ensure the ease of doing business. Now, according to Dr. Saraki, in the next few weeks, products that have the potential to grow business, expand market and create jobs will be selected to meet with business owners, investors and government agencies to try to encourage them. Also, this was a piece of news that came in late yesterday evening. The presidency has actually started the disbursement of 5,000 naira to vulnerable and poor Nigeria, the poorest and the most vulnerable in the country, through the conditional cash transfer of its social investment programs. And this is according to the Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity to the Vice President, Mr. Laulu Akonde. He says 1 million Nigerians are expected to receive the stipend. For the funds for the commencement of the payments in 4 states was set to have been released last week to the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System. That's the platform that hosts and validates payments for all government social intervention programs. So about 9 states are actually part of the pilot phase of this distribution of 5,000 naira monthly stipends. And over the next couple of weeks, we get to know the rest of the states. So Borno, Kwara, Bauchi, Cross River, Niger, Kogi, Oyo, Ogun, and Ekiti states had the first set of beneficiaries.